Deal done, sealed and confirmed. I must say, all is set for Cody Gapko to join Arsenal. Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. Arsenal diehards, and make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on anything. Arsenal diehards has to bring to you as long as it is Arsenal related. We're definitely dedicated to bringing to you the latest right here at Arsenal diehards. Which part of the world are you watching from? Which part of the country are you watching from? Just make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell as we are definitely talking about the one and only Cody Gapko. So for some time now, you already actually already know that transfers are underway. We're going into the January transfer window, and all is set for Cody Gapko to sign for the great club Arsenal. Though there is a little bit of hindrance from different clubs that are generally looking for this gentleman, and we definitely think that despite the hindrances that may come over, despite anything that any other clubs that may want this gentleman because already Manchester United has showed a lot of interest in Cody Gapko, and also Real Madrid has talked about this gentleman, Cody Gapko, the PSV superstar. But the one and only, the current manager of Arsenal, the one and only, the current manager of Arsenal and the technical director, Mikel Arteta, and then Edu Gaspar, who is now the sporting director of Arsenal, have tried to make sure that things go on quite well for Cody Gapko and Arsenal. As you already know, or as I'm letting you know, that there was a bit of a talk, there was a discussion between Cody Gapko's agent and the management at Arsenal. So all of you definitely know how things have been going on quite for Arsenal, and how Arsenal's form is definitely one of the best in any English Premier League uh, club right now. So for what has been happening in the English Premier League, everybody knows how Arsenal has definitely been performing. Arsenal has been performing very, very well, and we definitely are happy to tell you that if Arsenal continues with the performance it has been having, that will definitely mean that the English Premier League title will be going to the one and only Arsenal. So, looking at Cody Gapko and why Arsenal are generally looking at signing this gentleman, because the Cody Gapko deal is definitely on, and Arteta can't wait to sign. Arteta can't wait for this gentleman to come and sign. When you look at who has been signed by Mikel Arteta, actually proves that Mikel Arteta definitely knows what he is doing. When you see the quality of players that Mikel Arteta signs, and how good these players are, it definitely shows you that things are definitely quite good for Mikel Arteta when it comes to sporting. And it will be remembered that Mikel Arteta does not do this job alone. Mikel Arteta combines forces with the sporting director now, the former, I could say, as Edu Gaspar, he was the technical director, now sporting director of Arsenal. So you know that when they always combine forces, things definitely always work out for the club, Arsenal. And now the pair is combining forces on the one and only Cody Gapko, who is a very dangerous football player, a very good forward. And it will be remembered that Cody Gapko, who plays for the Netherlands, has scored 3 times in the World Cup. In 3 appearances, he's managed to score 3 times, and that only speaks for itself, because when a football player like him scores 3 times, and back even in the Eredivisie, he's been very wonderful. He's been very good. He's been a very wonderful football player for PSV. So no wonder very many clubs, no wonder very many clubs are after this gentleman. So what we definitely think, is that Mikel Arteta's, because Mikel Arteta is because Mikel Arteta is definitely a very good one when it comes to sporting talent. When he says he needs a player, we always do not doubt the kind of player he's going to bring to the club. And at this point in time, he's looked, and he's come out and said the only player that he is definitely going to be signing is none other than Cody Gapko. You can let us know what you think about Cody Gapko, but in the future, I'll be letting you know, and I'll be telling you the reasons as to why Mikel Arteta is definitely looking at Cody Gapko, and why Cody Gapko is a very big deal. Why Cody Gapko is a big deal for the club. Arsenal, why he is targeted by very many clubs. So, with no doubt, actually, definitely with no doubt, a goal scoring machine he is. A very wonderful football player, a big player, a big forward. Definitely, he has some attributes. He has reasons as to why. There are reasons as to why Cody Gapko is hunted by a number of clubs because of his qualities, as a forward. So the fact that he scored many goals for in the World Cup, just 3 goals. He's the top scorer in the World Cup. He lines up with the likes of Kylian Mbappe, with the likes of Kylian Mbappe, and also the likes of Marcus Rashford, and also he is in there. It will be remembered that 2 of the most important attributes that Cody Gapko has, one of them is speed and also quickness. Which speed allows Cody Gapko to outrun a defender and win a 50 by 50 ball. Quickness provides a striker like him with a fast step and enables him to get past the centre back, which he always does quite easily. He's a very wonderful one, a very good one, Cody Gapko. Those are some of the reasons as to why Arsenal is definitely eyeing this gentleman, and we cannot say nobody can say no to Cody Gapko, because look, he's proved his worth when it comes to football, when it comes to scoring goals. He's definitely proved his worth. Cody Gapko, very wonderful, very good football player, and when he joins, definitely that will be massive. That will be very good. Looking at Eredivisie, how he's been able to play in the Eredivisie, and the way he's been hunted for. Those are the reasons as to why Cody Gapko is being hunted for. We need to see his statistics in the Eredivisie, but it will be remembered that as per now in the World Cup, he scored 3 times in 3 appearances, and that is him. And it will be remembered that even in the World Cup qualifiers, he managed to score once in 3 appearances. A very consistent football player. And also in the UEFA Euro, he managed to score. He didn't score, but that was just only one match. But he played quite well. Then we need to see what about in the Eredivisie. What happens in the Eredivisie? What happened in the Eredivisie? This football player, this Cody Gapko. Cody Gapko is a beast. He's definitely a beast. We'll start with the season 2017, season 2018. He didn't score, but that was just only in 1 appearance. Then in 2018, season 2019, he scored once and made a wonderful 5 assists in 16 appearances. Then Cody Gapko, who is set to join Arsenal again, scored 7 goals in 25 appearances, and also managed to make a wonderful 6 assists. Then also Cody Gapko in the season 2020, season 2021, he managed to see the net 7 times in 23 appearances and managed to make a wonderful 3 assists. Then season 2021, season 2022, managed to see the net 12 times and scored He scored 12 times in 27 appearances, and also a wonderful 13 assists, and that is him. And just this season, some 2022, some 2023, it will be remembered that the goal machine, the one and only, the expendable, I can call him Cody Gapko, managed to see, has the season is not yet, it's literally not yet done, but he's managed to see the net 9 times in 14 appearances, and also managed to make a wonderful 12 assists. And definitely, we cannot say quite more about him. Definitely, everything talks for this gentleman, and his statistics are some of the reasons as to why he is being eyed by the club Arsenal. And it will be remembered that he's played for PSV, he's played for PSV under 19, and he's also played for Young PSV. He's played for the Netherlands under 21. He's played for PSV, the main team in the Eredivisie, and also his national team, and that's Netherlands. And with all that in his statistics, those are some of the reasons as to why he's definitely being eyed by different clubs. But Arsenal have definitely come out and say it doesn't matter how many clubs want Cody Gakpo. If Mikel Arteta wants him, they will be dishing out the money. Otherwise, which part of the country are you watching from? Which part of the world are you watching from? Just make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss it on anything Arsenal diehards has to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We're definitely dedicated to bringing to you the latest right here, as we are talking about the one and only Cody Gapko, who is set to join Arsenal, as everything is set. Arsenal are set for the Cody Gapko deal come this January. In the January transfer window, this is what we are going to be seeing. Definitely, when he comes in there, that could be Arsenal could be changing. Arsenal could be changing the way of play. Formation could be changing a little bit, but he could be right in the forward section with the one and only Gabriel Jesus. So the combination of Gabriel Jesus and Cody Gapko could bring to Arsenal quite more goals. Arsenal could possibly, I think Arsenal will definitely like this, and fans will be very happy for Cody Gapko to come to Arsenal, because that definitely will mean that Arsenal is definitely having a way forward. Because one of the reasons as to why Arsenal are focusing on Cody Gapko and why they want him so bad. Arsenal want to retain the first position. Arsenal are trying to retain the first position. You already know that Arsenal is in the first position, and there is a little bit of competition from Manchester City, which is in the second position. But we could say that definitely this will change. Could change if all is not worked on quite well. But Arsenal, when you look at the table, Arsenal has 37 points and lying in the first position. Then there is a bit of competition, because in the second position there is 32 points for Manchester City and Newcastle with 30 points, and Tottenham Hotspur with 29 points, and then Manchester United with 26 points. And then Liverpool in there also with 22 points. And the seventh position, Brighton and Hove with 21 points. Then Chelsea with 21 points still. So you see the gap that is in there. When you look at the first, mainly when we concentrate about the first and the second, looking at 37 points and 32 points, the difference is not the biggest. There is a difference of only 5 points. Only 5 points. And knowing how Manchester City are and how they play, it shouldn't be taken for granted that Manchester City is being beaten by 5 points. That's why Arsenal definitely need to sign Cody Gapko to make sure that their attacking force is terrific, is definitely much more or even better, better than it already is, because 5 points is definitely not enough. 5 points is definitely not enough. And if what Arsenal need to keep on playing is Manchester City to keep on losing a few games, and then Arsenal, you already know that Arsenal has lost just one game, and it is definitely trying as much as it can to make sure that the consistency is on. And this is the reason as to why Mikel Arteta has requested, has said that he is definitely going to be going for the one and only Cody Gapko. So Cody Gapko is definitely going to be coming to Arsenal, because when you see the difference of the points in there, there is a little bit of tight competition, and that needs to be separated. There is going to be a separation of boys from men, as if Arsenal definitely makes sure that it gets these young players, if it gets the combination of these two major players, Gabriel Jesus and then Cody Gapko, who is definitely a must sign deal. And we all know that all is set, because things definitely are going on quite well for the club. So, Stan Kerionke also said that if Cody Gapko is what Mikel Arteta sees as the future of the club, if Cody Gapko is what Mikel Arteta sees as the future of the club, he is definitely willing to pay the money for this gentleman to come to the club. The transfer is definitely on, and all is set for Cody Gapko to join Arsenal, as Arsenal are very happy and are very welcoming of this young gentleman who's been shining in the World Cup, who scored a number of goals in the World Cup. And after scoring a number of goals in the World Cup, different clubs definitely, including Manchester United, after him. But definitely, Arsenal is having the first priority with the Eredivisie superstar, the Netherlands international. And so we think it's going to be definitely quite good if Arsenal sign this gentleman, if Arsenal can let us know what your opinion is. Let us know what your opinion is right now here. So make it a point, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on anything Arsenal Diehards has to bring to you. As long as it is sports, we definitely are dedicated to bringing to you the latest right here. As you already know that we talk sports and we talk anything Arsenal related. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on anything that Arsenal Diehards has to bring to you, as long as it is sports. Again, we are talking about Cody Gapko, and seeing definitely how things will go with the club Arsenal and also Cody Gapko. Mikel Arteta and Edu Gaspar are very happy that this gentleman will definitely have things moving at the club, and the signing of this gentleman will mean that Arsenal could definitely stay in at the first position until the end of the Premier League for the title. The Arsenal wants this title more than ever before. Arsenal wants the English Premier League title, and that's why Cody Gakpo comes in handy, because he will manage to score a number or plenty of goals. He's a typical goal machine, typical goal scoring machine, and we think that is quite good. Otherwise, which part of the world are you watching from? Which part of the country are you watching from? Make it a point, subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on anything that Arsenal Diehards has to bring to you. And again about Cody Gapko, saying Cody Gapko definitely he's been over the news with different clubs, but I can still confirm you there is no need to panic. everything is on Arsenal's side. Sorry, everything is on Arsenal's side. Everything is definitely on Arsenal's side, as I can confirm to you that we are going to be seeing a different Arsenal. We already have seen an improved Arsenal as from what Arsenal was. So the signing of such players, such good players, definitely will mean quite a lot. As it was said before, it will be remembered that people were saying, talking about Cristiano Ronaldo joining Arsenal. I don't think it's going to be possible. I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo it's going to be possible for him to join Arsenal because of a few things. I still think Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to join Arsenal because one of the reasons as to why he won't join Arsenal is he's been contacted by a few clubs. He's been contacted by a few clubs about mainly in Saudi Arabia. There's a club in Saudi Arabia that contacted him and is offering quite a lot of money, and Arsenal will definitely like out on this gentleman. But I would not like Cristiano Ronaldo to join Arsenal because first of all, his aging is 37 years old. What do you expect of a 37-year-old on the pitch? And if he can't, he is not willing to be on the bench, he could come in handy if he came in the 60th minute or so. But the mere fact that he wants to play 90 minutes, definitely, I would not advise. Mikel Arteta to have this gentleman. So, which part of the world are you watching from? Just make it a point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on anything that Arsenal Diehards has to bring to you, as long as it is Arsenal related. This is the place. It's Arsenal Diehards for you. Do not forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell, as we are talking about the one and only Cody Gapko. It is a must-sign deal. Cody Gakpo must sign for Arsenal, and he is definitely one that Arsenal is eyeing. And in the January transfer window, Mikel Arteta said definitely this is one of the football players that could come in handy, one of the best football players that Arsenal could definitely have. As you already know, it's always young football players, young and talented for club Arsenal. Arsenal always wants building up young football players and making them superstars, making them much better. But he's still young, but he's also very talented. He just needs a little bit of polishing from the current manager, and that is none other than Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta, who will be meeting up with this gentleman for further personal terms, and also personal terms will be discussed, and possibly what we think and what we know is definitely that a medical could be scheduled for this gentleman in order to join the club Arsenal. Let us know what you think about this. Let us know what you think about this gentleman joining Arsenal. And do you think it's worth? Cody Gapko joining Arsenal? Oh, it is yet another failed opportunity for Arsenal. Do you think it could come and destabilize the team, or he could make the team even much better? I personally think when Cody Gapko comes to Arsenal, a lot will definitely be done. We will expect more goals because he is a typical goal scoring machine, and we will expect a change in the formation because two dangerous forwards will definitely be in there. There is no way Gabriel Jesus will sit or will be on the bench because he is a very wonderful football player. So the formation that favors both football players, Gabriel Jesus and Cody Gapko, will definitely be one that will be taken over by the great club. By the great club Arsenal, by the current manager of Arsenal, Mikel Arteta. Still with talking about the one and only the current sporting director, who is for some reason very interested, or even actually more than interested. He is more than interested in Cody Gapko than anyone. And he said if there is only one transfer to do, this is what Edu Gaspar has said. Edu Gaspar came out and said if there is only one transfer to do in the January transfer window, it will only be Cody Gapko. But it also has come to our ears that it won't only be Cody Gapko. A number of football players are being lined up, are being seen. The hunt is on for making Arsenal great again, making it much better. And as you already know, the current, actually the former football manager, the one and only Arsene Wenger, has also been happy about the progress of the team, and he came out and congratulated the wonderful pair of Edu Gaspar and the one and only Mikel Arteta. So Mikel Arteta and Edu Gaspar were congratulated by their own, one of the best football managers of all time, and that is none other than Arsene Wenger. And he also said that the mere fact that Mikel Arteta is not just signing football stars and just thinking that they will come and win trophies. The fact that he has a young squad and training the young squad, working along with the young squad and making it better, I said that was always his dream, and that is how he definitely has been doing things when he was at Arsenal. Yeah, there is a little bit of comparison right in there between the two parties, between Mikel Arteta and Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger likes these young football players, and he definitely has nothing he has said bad about the transfer, the Cody Gakpo transfer. He thinks Arsenal should definitely go for it, and I personally think there is nothing wrong for Arsenal going for this gentleman Cody Gapko, despite the hindrances, despite the tight competition from other clubs that are eyeing this gentleman, other clubs that want this gentleman, other clubs that need this gentleman. Definitely, I personally think that Cody Gapko is one to have at Arsenal. He is a brilliant football player, a very good forward. He's proved his worth at the best or the biggest, I could say, the biggest tournament in the world, the biggest football tournament in the world, and that is none other than the World Cup, where as per now, as I'm recording this video, as I'm actually live, as per now, I can confirm to you that he's managed to score 3 goals in 3 appearances in the biggest football tournament in the world, and that is none other than the World Cup, the Qatar 22. So we think things will definitely go on quite well with the club Arsenal if they sign this gentleman Cody Gapko. Very wonderful football player, very impressive when it comes to forwards. He is rated. He's one of the best forwards, and he's written his name. The mere fact that he's competing with the likes of Manchester United's Marcus Rashford, and also PSG's Kylian Mbappe. That's the competition that he is in. So you can see the kind of football player that he definitely is. He's the kind of football player that he wants, that wants definitely to score as many goals as he wants. Otherwise, make it a point to be with us right here so that we can talk transfers. Do not forget to subscribe. When it comes to transfers, we are the kings of the transfers. My name is Abu Kals. We are the kings of transfers. We talk about transfers, who's going where, who's remaining at the club, and not forgetting who is the club selling. And right about now, we've been talking about the one and only Cody Gapko, who is set to join Arsenal all is set for Cody Gapko to join Arsenal, and we think it's going to be a brilliant move for Arsenal to have this gentleman. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you for watching Arsenal Diehards, and make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on anything United, uh, uh, anything that Arsenal has to bring to you. As we tell you, thank you and goodbye for now.